Hi,
I'm Ali Stanworth, and I'm the VP for Accounting and Compliance at the Risk Division of RELX. I also oversee our RELX Finance Graduate Scheme. What I'd like to share with you today are some insights into RELX as an organisation, who we are, what we do, and how we operate, and then introduce you to our Finance Graduate Programme. I'll share with you some experiences from our current graduates on the programme and some testimonials of senior leaders in our finance organisation. So who are RELX? I won't read the full text, but in summary, our shared purpose is to help enable our customers to make better decisions, get better results, and to be more productive. We're a FTSE 100 company and we're ranked 12th at the end of August this year. We have over 33,000 employees based in 40 different countries who support customers globally across the world. We have 4 trading segments, which you can see on the slide. My own division is the Risk Division, and we provide data and analytics to our customers to assist them in evaluating and predicting risk and enhancing their operational efficiency. Elsevier is our scientific, technical and medical division, and they are helping researchers and healthcare professionals advance science and facilitate critical healthcare decisions. LexisNexis provides legal, regulatory and business information to their legal customers. And RELX is a leading global events business. That's a tough marketplace to operate in at the moment, but they combine industry expertise with data to help customers connect both digitally and face-to-face. Our revenue profile today is strongly biased towards electronic formats, which is as a result of strategic focus over recent years. As I said on the first slide, our customers are global, but we do have a substantial presence in America and Europe. And when you look at the profile of our revenues, you'll see 60% is now coming from a solid subscription base. As a company, we are very passionate about creating a diverse and inclusive organisation. We understand that we need the engagement of people from a wide range of backgrounds, experiences and ideas to achieve real innovation for our customers around the world. This is embedded into all the divisions, and you can see on the slide some photographs of events that have taken place as we encourage active engagement from employees across the organisation. We also have a focus on corporate responsibility and sustainability. Each of the divisions is uniquely placed to support different initiatives, and this slide gives some examples from each of the divisions on efforts to play our role as an organisation for the broader good. Working with charities, law enforcement agencies, and even the United Nations. In addition, employees get 2 days each year to volunteer their time, either as part of a team or individually, to support local charities. We run an environmental challenge for projects that can demonstrate how they provide improved and sustainable access to water or to sanitation. There's a lot more information on all of these topics on our corporate website, and you'll see links to where you can find more on this slide. Over the last few slides, I've explained RELX's approach to these really important topics of inclusion, environment and sustainability, and corporate responsibility. But don't just take our word for it. These are just some of the external recognitions for our efforts in these areas. So to put all of that together, why do I believe RELX is a great organisation for you? We're passionate about making a positive impact on society and truly want to make sure RELX is a great place to work. To that end, we invested around $11 million last year in training to develop the capabilities and future potential of our people. The Graduate Trainee Scheme is supported right from the very top of the finance organisation at RELX. And you can see here our CFO, Nick Love's perspective on finance's role in the business and the opportunity that he sees for graduates to work alongside senior leadership as they set out on their career journey. Focusing in more on finance and the graduate scheme, each of our divisions operates independently with limited overlap of customers and products. Finance mirrors that structure in the organisation. There is a small corporate team which includes internal audit, treasury, and tax, amongst others, and then divisional teams working more closely with the individual commercial requirements of each of the specific divisions. The Graduate Trainee Programme provides secondments across all of the finance organisation in the UK. Let me now share a few video clips from our current graduates, giving you some insights into their experiences since joining RELX through our trainee programme.
Hi, my name's Maddie and I'm in my third and final year of the RELX grad scheme. So I studied economics at Cardiff University and I moved straight from university to come to London to work for RELX.
I'm 24 and originally from Sutton in South London, which worked well with one of the offices being in Sutton, giving me a small commute in the morning. I studied accounting and finance at the University of Exeter, so always knew I wanted to go into finance, so this grad scheme was perfect for me.
A little of my background is that I studied management sciences and accounting at university, graduated in 2018 and then joined the RELX Finance Graduate Scheme. I've completed 3 years of the graduate scheme doing 3 placements at LexisNexis, Elsevier and RSG. And now that I've completed the scheme, I've got a permanent role as a senior analyst at RSG.
A little bit of my background. I'm Danish. I've been in the UK for close to 10 years at this point. I moved over here when I was 17 and did my A-levels as well as university here. I went to Bristol to study accounting and finance. Then I went back to Denmark for a year working in a treasury department at a company called Danfoss. After that, I decided to go back to school, so I did a master's in corporate finance at Cass Business School, now known as Bayes Business School. Finally, I'm studying towards a CIMA qualification as part of the finance scheme, where I've already finished all my exams.
So for the roles I've currently worked in, I've worked in the risk division in their financial planning and analysis team. I worked in internal audit, working with the internal auditors at RELX head office, and I'm now currently in my third and final year working for RELX head office financial planning and analysis team.
In my first year, I worked in a decision support role in ICIS, which is in the risk solutions group business, and then this year I've worked in internal audit for RELX corporate. Both roles are very different, which is great because it means I've gained so many different skills and I had a variety of different experiences in both roles.
I have completed 3 placements during the 3 years that I have been on the RELX Finance Graduate Scheme. Firstly in financial planning and analysis, then business decision support, and most recently financial compliance. This has given me a really good overview of both technical and commercial aspects of the different finance departments.
So I'm coming to the end of my second rotation. During my first year I was in financial planning and analysis role at Risk Solutions. In my second year I've done something relatively similar called corporate financial planning and analysis at LexisNexis, the legal division. My second year role is just a little bit more high level than my first year role. I'm focusing more on consolidation of the business units and reporting to the RELX head office. In my final year of the graduate scheme, I'll be doing a 6-month stint at the global tax team, and after that I'll join the M&A team, which should be 2 completely different experiences than what I've had so far.
One of my favourite things about the grad scheme is that I've been lucky enough to work with people all across the world. I've been to the Alpharetta office in Georgia, as well as Barcelona for a conference, but I've also had the opportunity to visit all the London offices as well. I've also been privileged enough to work with people in the US, Australia and India, which has been really exciting and an opportunity I'm not sure I would get anywhere else.
The graduate socials, where we head to different places around London to do some fun activities, like Flight Club and Electric Shuffleboard, and also the Christmas party, have to be up there. But I've most enjoyed meeting new people from all around the business. Everyone is so friendly and supportive and make you really want to come into work each day.
I think the thing that I've enjoyed most about this scheme as a whole is the wide variety that it offers. Over the 3 years, you're able to complete different placements within different businesses within RELX as a whole, and I think that gives you a really wide variety of experience.
The thing I've enjoyed the most on this grad scheme has been the willingness of our managers to hand down responsibility. Even though we often come in with limited experience as we join, both of the managers I've had has been incredibly good at expanding my responsibilities throughout the rotation, as well as working on projects with key stakeholders and senior leadership.
I'd say my biggest challenge since joining RELX and the Finance Grad Scheme is studying alongside my full-time work, particularly since I didn't come from an accountancy background. However, there's a wealth of support available to you, whether it's through peer mentoring with other graduates, mentoring with other seniors in the business, and just the general study support. You get study leave, and all exams are paid for you to allow you to really concentrate on your studies.
The biggest challenge I faced during my time at RELX is adapting to working from home. As I started in September 2019, I'd just about got well into the routine of working by March 2020, so when lockdown hit, it shook everything up. There were a lot of tasks that me and my manager used to work through in person, so adapting to this virtually was quite a challenge at first, but now it just feels like the norm. The exams are also very challenging, but they don't last forever.
So I would say that the biggest challenge of the graduate scheme is definitely balancing your studying with working. It can be a bit difficult to close off from work and start the studying, but over the 3 years you get a bit more strict with yourself and more in the swing of revision and completing the exams. So it definitely gets easier, and there is a really good sense of achievement once you complete all of the exams.
The roles always have challenging elements to it, and it's difficult to point out a specific example. So I'll give you a recent one. The head office at RELX decided that the division should start reporting on corporate responsibility metrics on a monthly basis. Previously, this was only done annually in conjunction with the CSR report. Since my team handles monthly reporting to RELX, the task ended up on my desk. As a finance person, I'm used to just having my numbers readily available from our finance system, which is not the case with corporate responsibility metrics, ranging from HR and diversity to environmental data. So it was very challenging to first of all understand what each of the metrics actually meant and what kind of data was needed for that specific metric. And then after that, locating who would be able to provide this data regularly, and then finally coming up with how we wanted to present it. This was very much an area outside of my normal experience, but it is probably also an area in which finance needs to take more responsibility in the future.
What surprised me most about the grad scheme is the flexibility we have with our exams. RELX are very supportive and help tailor your workload to when you have to sit your exam, and also give you a good amount of study leave to help prepare for your exams. I've heard other people at other companies really struggle with doing exams, not having much study leave or support from work, for example, so it surprised me how great RELX are in this area, and it's really helped my exam progression.
So something that really surprised me about the scheme was actually the flexibility that it offers. All of the managers and mentors are really accommodating for particular interests that you may have, whether that be a particular part of finance you want to get involved in, or a department that you might be interested in for your next placement. So it's important to express these interests early on.
What surprised me the most about the finance grad scheme? Probably the range of the different roles and the cultural differences of each division. They kind of go hand in hand. It essentially means that each graduate has a completely unique experience, which is therefore great to hear from the other graduates during our socials about their challenges and what they kind of experienced within their role, which is often completely separate from what I've done.
And so, as you've just heard, the model we work on is that we look to give all our graduates a wide breadth of experience to help them develop as finance professionals. We focus on objectives, and so throughout the scheme, you'll get feedback on how you're doing And of course, that goes hand in hand with progressing through your accountancy qualification exams. It's a 3-year scheme, and we're looking to recruit 4 trainees each year. As I've said before, you will do a number of placements, typically 1 a year, and they could be in any of our UK finance teams across a mix of finance disciplines. What we ask of you is that you deliver against your placement objectives, pass your exams, and then think about how you would like to progress in your career whilst building personal networks in RELX along the way. What we give in return is a package of study leave and financial assistance to support your exams. We make sure you have support from a more experienced graduate, but also a mentor who's a senior finance leader in the organisation. Ultimately, we want to help you to succeed, and there is nothing more satisfying to me than seeing graduates come off the scheme and then continue to build a successful career in our finance organisation. On screen now, you can see a quote from Michelle Tilly-Hill. Michelle is the CFO of our RX division. She's sharing her introduction to the scheme, her support for it now, and how she has seen firsthand the value the graduates can add to her organisation. So a few more videos, this time from a couple of our placement managers.
My name is Mai Trin. I work in the tax team at RELX as Head of Tax Risk, Reporting and Reputation. I have been with RELX for 4 years and have been involved with the graduate scheme ever since. What I've enjoyed most about the graduate scheme is to be able to identify the bright young stars of the future at the recruitment stage, to support their career at RELX right from the beginning and to watch them grow. We have had many graduates in tax over the years. What I'm most surprised with is how good they are at applying their existing skills such as financial accounting and Excel to a variety of tasks, and how fast they are at learning on the job. It is such a joy to work with graduates, and I am energized by their positivity and enthusiasm.
Before you skip over me because you think tax is not an area you're interested, I'd like you to know that actually the tax team gets to work on a variety of different issues, not just financial compliance related reporting, but also business support and advisory work, M&A deals, systems changes, projects, issues that arise with legal and HR. So it means that the grads that work within tax get to work on a variety of issues and across different teams. And so it's worked really well for us. For me personally, I've benefited from their enthusiasm and their ability to add value quickly, having benefited from the experience that they've had in the past working with other RELX finance teams. And it's worked so well that I'm actually inviting one of them back permanently to join my team. And so, I hope to see many of you come through the tax team on the grad scheme, and hopefully we'll meet soon.
So what now? Hopefully getting more insight into what we are all about at RELX, the culture of the organisation and the format of the Finance Graduate Scheme has helped you to decide if this is the right opportunity for you. On screen are the elements we are looking for in applicants, the stages that a successful applicant will move through, and the links that you will need in order to complete the formal application. I truly believe this is a great scheme that delivers for both graduates and the RELX organisation. I've recently met our 2021 cohort, and I'm excited to get to know them all better as they start their journey with us. If you'd like to be part of the 2022 year group, then now is the time to get that application in, and I wish you all the very best of luck.